A series of back-and-forth tariff threats between President Trump and Canada today in response to Ontario's tariff on electricity sold to the U.S. The president threatened to double tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum to 50%. Well, that led Ontario to back down, and tonight it appears that the president is doing the same. The trade war whiplash triggered a new round of losses on Wall Street and raised concerns about an economic slowdown. However, the president's planned 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum from all countries is still going forward, taking effect at midnight. So what kind of impact might that have on Ohio? I spoke to an economic expert and those in the industry to find out.
We're watching reruns of the same movie, just a little longer.
And that movie on tariffs, according to Ohio State economics professor Ned Hill, debuted in the first Trump administration with tariffs on steel and aluminum in 2018. Hill studied the impacts on Ohio and found a few winners. Steelmakers like Cleveland-Cliffs saw increased demand and production, but Hill also found many losers.
The American consumer is going to pay.
Ohio's auto industry, parts suppliers, appliance manufacturers, and construction will face higher costs.
There's a small number of industries and a small number of workers who do benefit, and a larger number of industries and a much larger number of workers that pay the price, and consumers pay the price.
And a Harvard University study found the tariffs led to a net loss of 75,000 American jobs.
But you know what? We have to rebuild our country.
On the flip side, tariff supporters think the pain will be temporary. At Cleveland's Harvard Steel,
the manufacturers, I think, have proven to be resilient.
A more optimistic view from company president Jeremy Jacobs.
I think there's going to be some short-term pain, but ultimately, I think it's going to protect both the steel mills and the manufacturer.
Meanwhile, Ohio stands to be among the states to be impacted the most by a trade war with Canada because Ohio sells more goods to Canada than any other state, more than $21 billion worth, and buys from Canada more than $17 billion of goods.
And I also expect this kabuki dance over tariffs is going to go on through the summer. The largest problem we have now is finding an exit strategy where the president doesn't lose face.
So the big difference between Trump tariffs on metals then and now is that there were carve-outs for Canada and Mexico. This time they are not exempt. So it is not clear how much more dramatic these impacts will be.